Okay, so today what I want to do is I want to talk about the next section, which is multiplying and factoring monomials and binomials and stuff like that. So it's pretty relative, it's really easy. And so first thing I want to talk about is you probably remember the distributive property. So let's take a look at this problem. First thing we got here is the this is what's the simpler form of negative x cubed times all that. So what I would suggest is you go ahead and you do when you're going to do this, you're going to say, all right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to distribute that negative x. So I'm going to do negative x cubed, and I'm going to go through with 9x to the fourth minus 2x cubed plus 7. What I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute. So negative 9x cubed times 9x to the 4 is negative 9x to the 7. You remember you add those exponents? And negative x cubed times negative 2x cubed is positive 2x to the 6. Do you remember that? And then we're going to negative x cubed times positive 7 is negative 7x cubed. Now that's one way to do it. So I think that's in. So if you polish that up, I believe that is option D. But here is yet another way that you could totally do it. It's a little bit better. I'll show you this. I'm going to go negative x cubed, and then I'm going to do this. It's like a rectangle. So 9x to the fourth, negative 2x cubed, and 7 like that. And you can make that sound effect. If I do these guys, now I get the negative 9x to the 7. And then this guy makes the 2x to the 6th. And then that's a positive. And then this makes a negative 7x cubed. It's just a visualization of doing it. Not a big deal. So the correct answer to this is obviously D. All right? So why don't you pause the video, do the got it, and I'll see you back here in about a minute or two. Next thing we got is talking about, you might have heard GCF. GCF. So what is the greatest common factor of those three terms? What I like to say is, okay, look at the three numbers, 5, 25, and 45. What's the biggest number? What is the biggest, largest number that we can think of that can come out of that? Well, that would be 5, right? But then what else do they have in common? They have an X, letter X in common. What's the highest power? The highest power here is 3, highest power here is 2, and the highest power here is 1. So they all have at least a 1. So the common factor between all three numbers is 5x. That is, if I were to pull out something that they all have in common, it would be 5x. Does that make sense? Why don't you pause the video, go ahead and do the got it, and I'll see you back here in a minute. So, with that being said, let's take a look at this. Look at 4x to the 5th minus 24x cubed plus 8x. What is the biggest number that they all have in common? Looks like it's a 4, right? So we'll pull that out. And what's the highest power of x that they all have in common? What is the highest power of x that they all have in common? Looks like it's x. So we'll pull out 4x. So now you can work backwards, all right? And you can work backwards, so you can say 4x times what will get you 4x to the 5th? Well, that'd be 4x to the 4th. 4x times what will get you negative 24x cubed? Well, that's a negative 6x squared. And then 4x times what will get you an 8x? That's a positive 2. Now, another way you can do this is, I'm going to go 4x like this, right? And then I'm going to go like that. And inside of here, I have 4x to the 4th minus 6x squared plus 2. Now work backwards. 4x times what will get me, I'm sorry, this is supposed to be x to the 4th. 4x times what will get me 4x to the 5th? I just goofed that all up. Hold on. Change that. We're going to change that. We're going to change that. Let us change that to So let's change that up. So it's 4x is the common thing that we have. So let's change it up, and inside of here we're going to go 4x to the 5th minus 24x cubed 8x. Now work backwards. 4x times what will get you 4x to the 5th? I think that's x to the 4th. 4x times what will get you that? I think that's negative 6x squared. And 4x times what will get you that? I think that's a positive 2. And that's how you come about it. There's two different ways to do it. Whichever one feels right to you, go ahead and go with it. Why don't you pause the video, and I'll see you back here in a minute and do the guy. All right, this guy. Helicopter landing pad, or a helipad, is sometimes marked with a circle inside a square so that it is visible from the air. What is the area of the shaded region of the helipad at the right? Write your answer in factored form. Now I'm looking at this. What I want is, I want the shaded region right here. These guys, the red stuff, right? But what I'm looking at is, I'm looking at a square. If you think about it, it's a square, 2x by 2x, with a circle inside. So if I take 2x by 2x, if you think of it like this is 2x by 2x, that's that area, right? And I take away the area of the circle, which is this, then I believe I now have my area of the shaded region, if you think about it, right? So the area of a square is side squared, so this is 2x times 2x, and that gives me 4x squared, right? But the area of a circle, I believe, is pi r squared. So minus, and in this case it's x, so it's x squared times pi. X squared times pi. So when I work this out, I get 4x squared minus pi x squared. And last time I checked, that's it. But they wanted it in, they said they wanted it in factored form. So looking at both of those, what they have in common, they have x squared in common. So I'm pulling x squared, and what's left? A 4 take away pi. Now if you don't see that, if I see that I have an x squared right there, I'm going to go like this, and then I'm going to write it like this. 4x squared minus pi x squared. And then to say x times what will get you 4x squared, that's a 4, and x squared times what will get you negative pi, that's negative pi. And that's how you can do it. Does that make sense? Hopefully. All right, you haven't got it. Why don't you go ahead and pause the video, do the got it, and I'll see you back here in a second. All right, so factor. That's like pulling things out. Greatest common factor is like the biggest thing that you can pull out. Standard form is from the highest to lowest, and factored form is the x times the parentheses stuff. All right, so rate yourself on how this looks. Hopefully that makes sense. Please try your best to do all these guidance, and I'll see you back in class tomorrow, and may the force be with you.